Hello children, coming back to literature class. Yesterday we have started one lesson, The Beggar by Anton Chekhov. And in that lesson we have seen that narrator, he has met one beggar who was begging in front of the narrator. And later on, narrator recognized that he has seen the same person yesterday, means just before the day, and there he has identified himself to be a student who has been expelled from the college itself. And later on, the narrator, I mean the writer, he not only understood that this beggar is a dishonest person, but he also made him realize that dishonesty can never be a medium of earning something. No one will give me anything when I tell the truth. What can I do? This is the last line of the beggar which we have read yesterday, in my last session rather. What can you do? You ask what you can do, cried Sergi, coming close to him. Work. That's what you can do. You must work. What do we say? What can you do? So many lots of things are there to be done. Go forward and do something. Do some work. Kaj koro. Work. Yes, I know that myself. But where can I find work? How would you like to chop wood for me? I would not refuse to do that. But in these days, even skilled woodcutters find themselves sitting without bread. So he says that, okay, chop some woods for me. So he said that, okay, I'm not having any problem in that. But I know that fine woodcutters who are very efficient in this matter, they are also sitting quietly, earning nothing. They are not having enough amount to buy bread for them. Will you come and chop wood for me? Now the Sergi became very serious. Would you chop wood for me? Sure. Yes, sir, I will. Very well. We'll soon find out. Sergi hastened along, rubbing his hands. He called his cook out of the kitchen. Here, Olga, take this gentleman into the woodshed and let him chop wood. He called his cook, Olga, and told that take this person to the nearby forest and ask him to chop woods for me. The scarecrow of a beggar, scarecrow মানে তোমরা জানো তো কাকতাড়ুয়া, তাকে scarecrow বলা হয়. The scarecrow of a beggar shrugged his shoulders as if in perplexity and went irresolutely after the cook. It was obvious from his gait that he had not consented to go and chop wood because he was hungry and wanted work, but simply from pride and shame and because he had been trapped by his own words. By his body language, by his appearance, it could be easily calculated that this person is not moving forward for his livelihood. Rather, he is going because the words of Sergi or the narrator struck his pride. ওর ইগোতে লেগেছিল, ওর অহংকারে ধাক্কা লেগেছিল, because he was caught. ওর চুরিটা ধরা পড়ে গেছিল. The game which he was playing, the foul play, he was caught in that. And that's why he agreed to buy or chop woods for the narrator. And that could easily be found out by his movement of body or his body language, you can say rather. It is obvious too that his strength had been undermined by vodka. Vodka is a Russian wine. It is found in Russian wine, and that was unhealthy and did not feel the slightest inclination for toil. Inclination means willingness, ichhe, as because he was filled up with vodka, Russian vodka. And what they are telling, his strength had been undermined or weakened. Actually, he was a chain drinker. He was addicted to intoxicating himself by having regular vodka. Vodka is a Russian wine. And so, continuously having inhaling alcohol, or as because continuously he was intaking alcohol rather, and so he became very weak from his core, ভিতর থেকে ভীষণ দুর্বল হয়ে পড়েছিলেন. So he could not put his 100% effort on the work which he's supposed to do. He could not put that much of strength which he can if he was not addicted to the intoxicated wine. Sergei hurried into the dining room. From its windows, one could see woodshed and everything that went on in the yard. Yard means যে জায়গাটায় ও কাজ করছিল. Standing at the window, Sergei saw the cook and the beggar come out into the yard by the back door and make their way across the dirty snow to the shed. Dirty snow, it has not been removed for a long, long time, and dirt has attached with it. Olga glared wrathfully. Wrathfully means with anger, you can say, at her companion, shoved him aside with her elbow, unlocked the shed, and angrily banged the door. Means when you are irritated by visualizing a person, or when somebody's presence with you makes you feel irritated or angry, then what do you say? Go into it. Means what? You are mumbling. You yourself mumble among your mouth. I mean, you are getting irritated, but you cannot deny to do the work, as because it is an order of your landlord. And so she told this beggar, you go forward and do your job. And she banged the door. Bang the door means when you close the door with a huge sound. Bang is the sound. Okay, bang is the sound of the door. Here, through this word, the narrator or the writer is trying to show the anger of this cook, Olga. She's a lady and she has shown her anger by shutting the door in a huge sound. Next, he saw the pseudo teacher, unreal teacher, seat himself on a log and become lost in thought with his red cheeks resting on his fists. The woman flung down an axe at his feet, spat angrily, and judging from the expression of her lips, began to scold him. This poor fellow, I mean narrator or the writer you can say, he was observing the whole incident. Actually, I'm stuck up with cough and cold, so I could not continuously tell you. Sorry. This narrator, he was following it, the whole phenomena of work, standing beside the window, standing next to the window, and he could see that beggar is sitting on a log of wood, and he is involved in his own thought. Okay, now why he is called a pseudo teacher? Pseudo teacher because at that moment he was the holder of the log, of the wood. So he was the controller of the wood log. That's why here his character has been compared with a teacher. Means controller. The lady, when he was sitting over there idly, his cheeks became red. That proves that he is a fair complexioned person, maybe. And she threw an axe beside like this, throwing, take it and start your job. And she told, whatever she told, she was in a very angry posture she has used that could be understood by her expression. And that narrator guessed. The billet waved and fell down. The billet means the thick piece of wood. মোটা একটা কাঠের গুড়ি টার্ন করে সাইডে পড়ে গেল because he was cutting it. The beggar again pulled it to him, blew on his freezing hands and tapped it with his axe cautiously, as if afraid of hitting his overshore or of cutting off his finger. His stick of wood again fell to the ground. The many time he was trying to hit the log of wood, so many times the wood was falling down. That means what? He could not have control on his fingers, on his movements of hand. মিন্স ও মনে করছে ও মারছে কিন্তু ও ঠিক জায়গায় মারতে পারছে না and as because of that disbalance the log of sugar is falling down. Sergei's anger had vanished and now he began to feel a little sorry and ashamed of himself for having such a spoiled, drunken, perhaps sick man to work at menial labor in the cold. Tremendous cold was there, and this man was beggar. He did not have enough food to eat. Probably he had not got any food from last 3 or 4 days. He was weak, he was sick, he was intoxicated, he was a drunkard. Knowing everything, just out of anger and ravishness, you can say, he pulled that person inside his house, forced him to do this job. Now, Sergei is feeling bad. He is repenting for making this person involved in this work. Because now he can realize that the person who has been given the job, Sergei, the job which Sergei has given to this beggar, this person, is not fit to do it because he's very, very sick from his body. He could not give full strength to the work which he has been offered. Rather, he has been given to do. Understand? An hour later, Olga came in and announced that the wood had all been chopped. Anyways, the work was going on as it has already been ordered to be done. So, Olga, after an hour, Olga came inside and told, or rather, let Sergei know that all the woods are chopped. Means the work is done. Good. Give him half a ruble, said Sergei. If he wants to, he can come back and cut wood on the first day of each month. We can always find work for him. So finally, when the work is over, he felt good. Fine. Then you give him 4 ruble. Ruble is the Russian money. Give him and also tell him if he wants to do this job every month, he can come back in the first day of each month and chop woods for us. We can find work for him always. So now, by this line, we can understand that Sergei has really become sympathetic, a bit polite, and it touched his heart that this man is really unable to do any work. He is not in the situation to be a part of any work, and so he is begging. Maybe for a certain extent, Sergei can realize the correct position of this beggar. On the first of the month, the waif made his appearance and again earned half a ruble, although he could barely stand on his legs. Again, in the next month, the very first day of the month, as he has been informed by Olga, he came. He could not even stand on his legs. He was so much intoxicated. But then also, he did his work and took half a ruble and went off. So the days were passing by in that manner. From that day on, often appeared in the yard every time work was found for him. Now he could shovel snow, now put the workshed in order, now beat the dust out of the rugs and mattresses. Every time he received from 20 to 40 kopecks, and once even a pair of old trousers were sent out to him. So day by day his work became perfect because he was getting money and he could put some food inside his stomach, and that was giving him potential and energy to do work. Sometimes he also used to get some old trousers. Let's stop over here. In our third session, I'll see finally what happened to this poor beggar. Whether he was able to change himself or Sergei made him someone else. Till then, go through the chapter. Stay healthy, stay fine, and a very, very happy and prosperous New Year to you all. Thank you.